Stan Gibilisco here with a little East Coast weather history for you. Those of you who live out east, particularly in the D.C., Baltimore, New York City area, had a snowstorm just a couple of days ago. I guess today is the 26th of February now. And we had a little snoiterer here that I described in another video. But I remember back in 1978, I actually lived in southern New England, in the Hartford area, in a town called Farmington, Connecticut. And that particular winter, 1977 to 78, was a rough one in terms of snow in New England. And what we had to cap it all off was a storm that they named Larry, which took place in February of 1978, and I remember it dumped about, I think, a little over 2 feet of snow where I lived in Farmington. But that was on top of another 15-inch or so storm that we had just had, which was on top of a heavy rain that had fallen on top of a foot of snow we'd had before that. So the resulting scenario in that area with all that snow and ice piled on top of it. There's also a storm called Igor, which was an ice storm, which glazed the trees for a week, made the place look like a fairyland. But all that snow and ice, piled in layers, layer upon layer upon layer, resulted in the collapse of the roof of the Hartford Civic Center, and also made the whole region, the whole area, look like scenes from Dr. Zhivago, the movie. It was unreal. That morning, because of the wind after Storm Larry, my car was completely buried, and it was a white car, and I had to actually search for the car to find it. And 3 of us lived in this house in Farmington. Radio hams we were, the home for wayward radio hams. And we together shoveled out that driveway. And to me, that was one of the worst storms I remember in my life because of what had fallen before. Of course, now living out here in the Black Holes, I've seen up to 5 feet of snow at one pop. But before that, Storm Larry in 1978 was probably, and still probably is for many people, the benchmark snowstorm for New England. 110-mile-an-hour wind gusts made people cross-country ski down the streets of Boston, and massive waves flooded the coast. The usual story, eh? No, not. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.